guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 28th of June, 2018. I'm using the Spellcaster's Tarot again for today's reading. I just want to remind you that today on the 28th, we have a full moon in Capricorn. I've made a separate video on that. It's a really positive, life-changing energy. So check out that video. It's going to go into a lot more detail about what today's energy is really about. Let's have a look at what the cards want to add to that. We have the Queen of Swords, Death, and Temperance. Great. The Queen of Swords is, wow, she's got a beautiful, this is Taurus. I mean, she's got this beautiful bull there. The Queen of Taurus looks like a woman who's almost like a warrior queen. She's in these mountains here. She's protected by, a very kind of dangerous animal. I mean, these can do a lot of damage. The Queen of Swords, swords is ideas, thinking, and communication. So what she's been able to do is she's been able to toughen up in terms of her intellect, in terms of her ideas, and she, actions have consequences, and she's the law in many ways. And if you take a certain action which is wrong, then you're going to have to suffer the consequences, and she's going to ensure that that is carried out. So the Queen of Swords, in another sense, is really new ideas coming in. Remember, swords being communication, including yourself and the universe and other people, and being able to manage those ideas and to file them properly so that you can go back to them later on in future. If you're ever running out of ideas, then you've got this nice kind of pile of ideas that you've written down over the years and over time, so you've always got something to kind of work on and work towards. She's able to be inspired and to really take her inspiration, and with this Taurus here, it's so interesting that she's able to take the ideas and her thinking and to execute those ideas into practical physical outcomes. And that's what the day is about, really, is about you being the queen of ideas, really. So you're an ideas person, or the king. You're like the advertising exec who's just brainstorming and all the ideas are flowing in. So you're incredibly inspired, and you have an incredible ability to turn that inspiration into something tangible and real. So get busy. If you're a creative person, again, we've had a couple of days, weeks, where it's been really fabulous to create. If you're an artist, a writer, a sculptor, a jewelry designer, a florist, it's a really great time to make things happen in a practical sense. And again, I use different tarot decks all the time, and I use this deck again today for a reason, because I felt guided to. And I've never seen a Queen of Swords with a Taurus in the card. So that's the connection here today, the big blessing. Thoughts are, you can turn those into practical things. Then we have Death. So we've got a cauldron there, kind of wisps moving towards the moon. Then we have the Grim Reaper, and we have this kind of zombie helper there with a face and a hand, and just the realm of death. These are all skulls. So death represents an ending. It represents a natural part of our lives, that it's one of the miracles of life, like giving birth, death. It's one of those things that we have no control over, and that the universe decides is right for us, and we have no say of the time or anything like that. So it's an inexorable force that we don't have any control over. So what you have to realize today is that you really can't control people, places, and things in your life. What you can control is your own ideas and how you create those, or your own ideas for policies and how you're going to implement those. Death also represents an ending. And it could be that the ending is that you stop hiding in the shadows and you say, listen, I have got these ideas. I am taking the throne. I am claiming the throne for myself. And I am going to, from now on, dictate what the ideas are here. Whether that's self-employment, you've been trying to be an artist for 5 years, but you've always been like, oh, I can't exhibit this because people won't like it. Now you say, I've decided to be an artist and to express my vision. You know, whether people like it or not, I'm committing to being an artist. And that's the end of it today. I've committed. I'm going to express myself in a physical way, and I'm not going to censor myself anymore. I'm not doing it. It's over. Death can also have other meanings, but I want to look at the final card before I can get a whole picture here. Finally, we have temperance, and it's interesting that this, in this temperance, we have Hermes, we have Mercury, the messenger, the messenger of the gods. So this is Mercury, the communication planet. Ideas, thinking. We've got the caduceus there on his arm, so his information is healing. It's meant to support and heal people and give life. Even when all hope is lost, when the sun is setting, he can still prepare something at the last hour that will save and that will bring balance back into the world. So temperance is usually an angel kind of creating balance, dipping her toe into the waters and then getting onto this path of enlightenment. And it's through combining the spiritual with the physical. You're doing that automatically. The top half of this card is connecting with spirituality and the spiritual realms. Think of the mountains as the meeting point of you, a human being, and the universe, God, the creator. And then we have the bottom half of the card, which is about the physical world. So there's perfect balance there. And it's about using that balance to then communicate something that's healing. So it could be that you start to come to terms with the death of a loved one, that you start seeing the death in a different light, that rather than just accepting it on an intellectual level, you feel that I have now accepted that this person is no longer in my life and I can be at peace with that. It also means that you can really connect with other people, that you don't need to be separated and isolated. There's an end to that. So you can share your ideas with lots of other people and enjoy this day and connect with others. There's just something that I'm missing here that I'm not happy with. So death is the 13th card. Temperance is the 14th card. So once something dies, a negative idea, a faulty belief, once that's finished, you find balance in your life. So today, yes, you are, this is it, you are inspired today and you are able to create these things, but there is going to be a negative voice in your head that also says, this is never going to work. This is never going to become anything meaningful, what you're doing. We've got Saturn there hanging from the side, and Saturn is about structure. And this almost looks like a thought that's saying, the work that you create today is never going to take off. It's never going to take on a life of its own, so you may as well forget about it. And what the cards are saying is, don't listen to your ego today. Really just tune into your higher self to meditate in the morning or connect with God or pray or however you communicate with the universe. Make sure you have that connection in place, because with the ideas also come negative thoughts. And it's by being disciplined today, using your sword to sort between the good and the bad. Think of this as kind of Virgo, making sure that the right stuff is retained and the bad stuff is released, that you'll be able to put an end to the limiting thoughts. You'll regain balance in your life emotionally. This is water. And then you'll be able to fly off and to share your message and to spread your message, your inspired creative ideas, and you can share that with the world. So it's a really good day for people who are trying to find what it is that they want to express, or even it's a good day to discover what your life purpose is again, because the negativity is kind of removed and replaced by balance, so that you can see yourself completely clearly and that you can make decisions about your life which are going to serve you in future. Number-wise, we've got 13 and 14, which is 27, and 1 is 28. 2 and 8 is 10, and 10 reduces to 1 in numerology. 1 is about being independent, taking charge of a situation, being the magician, having all the tools of the world at your disposal, and really being able to create something of your own. So whenever we have this ability to create something meaningful and life-changing, the ego really becomes threatened and tries to prevent us from doing that, because it doesn't want us to add value to the world. Because the more value we add, the more value we add to our own lives, and the more enlightened we become, and the more balanced and the more spiritual progress we make, and the ego doesn't want that. So we've got to get rid of negative beliefs first, so that we can be inspired, we can get busy, we can be emotionally stable, and we can start being creative and effective and prolific and really work on what it is we want to do. And that can't be started by anyone else. Only you can start that. Only you can say to yourself today, it's a wonderful day. This is my Thursday, the 28th. I'm going to use this full moon Capricorn energy to really create something that I care about. And I'm not going to let fears stop me. And I'm going to use this creative process to let some of my painful beliefs about myself, or some of my painful memories of failure or rejection from the past, I'm going to let go of those, and I'm going to heal them today by replacing those thoughts and experiences with a really wonderful and successful experience today. So this is your day to make it happen. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. It looks like you can really break through and really get out of your own way and overcome your own limitations. We all have them. And if we're able to jump over those hurdles, that's really worth applauding. That's so good. So have a fabulous day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.